like you hurt me too, me too. We're letting go, drifting apart. We're letting go, drifting apart. I can hurt you like you hurt me too, me too.
So guys, we all know the times we are in. Stay safe out there. So what's up guys, I'm Moses here. Welcome to my YouTube channel, helping you uncover all the nitty gritty parts of tech and everything in between. Now if you aren't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do. Click on the bell icon and smash that like button, as this would help get this video recommended to as many viewers that would find this helpful. So going straight into the discourse of today, throughout this lockdown I've been trying as much as possible to be productive, but I've often find myself just being busy. Now that was the same feeling I had when I used the Camon 12 about a month ago, and and just generally the feeling I had was Tecno were just busy rolling out smartphones, and these days it's just hard to keep up with the update of smartphones just flooding the market, and I think it's just time where we need more high-end smartphones more than we need just budget smartphones. So I've been using the Camon 15 for the past week right now, and in this review we are going to go over a quick unboxing video and to find out whether this smartphone is just another busy Tecno smartphone or a productive creation. Let's get into the review. Now let's use the knife to cut the leather out. Each on the side of the box reveals the specs of the smartphone. It has a 64GB of storage, 4GB of RAM, 48 megapixel ultra quad camera, ultra night lens, 5000 mAh battery, and a 6.6 punch hole display. Now opening the box, the envelope sits on top. Let's keep that aside, and you are faced by the smartphone. Even in its wrap, it shimmers under the light. Taking out the barrier, you'll find the charging brick, the micro USB and earbuds. Let's shake the box. Maybe surprisingly something would fall out. Oops, there's nothing. Now the envelope contains the silicone case, the warranty card, and the SIM ejector tool folds into the box. Let's take the wrap off the back and the one up front. I quickly noticed that the back feels textured and it isn't slippery, but hold on to smudges like a magnet. Let's power up the device and quickly set it up. The HiOS launcher is slapped on here and it's rather buggy and slow. I recommend you use Nova or any launcher of your choice. You can also uninstall some of the bloatware apps to get more free space on your smartphone. The Camon 15 feels heavy and gives out a premium feeling. But is it really premium in reality? Well, we'll find out. On the right are the volume rockers and the power button. On the other side holds the SD card and the dual nano SIM card slot. The button fits in the firing speaker grill, USB port 2.0 and the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the back is a quad camera bump and it doesn't protrude enough to rock on the table. You also have the fingerprint sensor, the Tecno branding, and the vertical write-up that reads "Innovation designed by Tecno." The build is solely made of plastic and a glass front. The display is a 6.6-inch IPS LCD screen with a punch hole that houses the selfie camera. It also has an 84% screen to body ratio, a 720p screen, and 266 pixels per inch. Really man, I never expected it. Now in terms of screen size, you also enjoy slimmer bezels and you just enjoy the edge-to-edge view of this smartphone. But on the downside, it's coupled with the 720 and an LCD screen. I mean, media consumption on here would not really be interesting. And for you guys that really want to cop up this smartphone or a smartphone in 2020, I would advise you to go for the Camon 15 Premier, which has a 1080p display. Obviously, watching media on there is better than this smartphone. I don't just get it why a smartphone such as the Camon CX in 2017 had a 1080p screen. The Camon series is just as a flagship smartphone to Tecno. Maybe only the Phantom series tops this smartphone. So I don't get why a smartphone or a variant as this would have a 720p screen. Man, Tecno, we need. For people of style, it comes in three colors: the shower gold, the purple, and the jade color. Now coming to the, there's a quad camera setup on the back. megapixel sensor. It has the 2 megapixel macro sensor, 2 megapixels depth sensor, and a QVGA for low light. How does it perform? Well, the 48 megapixel produces some decent shots. Color reproduction is good, not that great, and handles highlights and details better than its predecessor. You do lose considerable quality with the slightest punch into pictures, and the pictures of trees and flowers taken from a distance looks grainy and distorted on the edges and not as crisp when taken up close. The shot you get from the camera is generally flat, and people that edit pictures will surely like the control they get on here. On the downside, the sensor fails at edge detection. The 2 megapixel macro sensor adds a blur to the background, making macro photos appear seemingly professional. The 2 megapixel depth sensor creates a good depth of field for a better bokeh. Overall, the combination pulled off some decent images, nothing exceptional on here. Up front sits the 16 megapixel punch-hole selfie camera and a LED flash which doubles down as an LCD notification panel. It dishes good pictures indoors but hardly controls the highlights when exposed to a strong light source. Taking pictures outdoors in the hot afternoon is really unadvisable. You can record at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Disappointingly, there's no in-camera stabilization. The video quality also looks faded when exposed to a strong light source. Another feature is the super night mode. You will see Tecno's ambition here, but it fails terribly. The only consolation is Tecno are heading the right direction. You also get other nifty features like the AR shot, the wide selfie, and the beauty mode are all present on here. Performance wise, the Tecno Camon 15 fits the MediaTek Helio P35, and for tech enthusiasts, here's a specs sheet. My experience with the performance, especially when playing PUBG and Need for Speed, can be described as, well, it works. HD games don't play at a high resolution, but the silver lining is, since it plays at a lower resolution, I haven't experienced any lags in my time of use. Multitasking is a breeze on here, thanks to the 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, which is expandable with a micro SD card for up to 128GB. The benchmark scores is quite low, and so low that it doesn't do justice to the performance, cause as I've said earlier, it works fine. Nothing exceptional, but you do get the basic functions you need from a smartphone on here. The Tecno Camon 15 is shipped with the latest Android 10 and the HiOS 6.0. It comes with nifty features like the dark mode feature and triggers other apps that support the feature for a better and immersive experience, and ultimately conserves battery. Other additional features are the gesture mode, which adds to the navigation options when using the smartphone, but it isn't fully developed yet. There's also the game mode to disable notification when playing games. This heightens your gaming experience, and the WhatsApp mode allows you to only allow your data to be used for WhatsApp, music, and downloads, restricting other apps from running behind the background. The smart panel folds to the side of the screen. It holds frequently used apps and other handy functions such as the screenshot and the screen recorder. You get the 4G LTE enabled on this device too. Now the Camon 15 has a small speaker cutout and the call quality is crisp. The single firing speaker grill output is average at best, and the same could be said for the earbuds. Coming to the battery aspect, which is perhaps one of the best things for me about the smartphone, is the 5000 mAh battery, and with it you just get a day of substantial use, and even if you're a heavy gamer or something, this should easily see you throughout the day. And we know what of fast charging, it really takes about 3 hours to get this smartphone from 0 to 100%, and for each hour you get almost 35% of battery, which is extremely slow. Now this smartphone comes at a price of 65,000 naira to as high as 73 or 72,000 naira, depending on the store you buy the smartphone, and its variant, the Premier, is around 95,000 naira. What I see most reviewers saying, considering the price of this smartphone and the specs it's acceptable. I don't see no way the specs this smartphone comes with is acceptable or cost efficient with that price. Maybe a lower price model, if it was lower price, then I would understand that yes, it's truly worth it. But at 64,000 naira, which the dollar equivalent is around 170, is just a no-no right now. Coming to the pros and the cons of this smartphone, what I really like and what I didn't like so much, let me start with things I like first. First is just the battery. I enjoy the fact that it comes with a 5000 milliamp hour battery, which could easily see you through 2 days of use. I like that. And the design feels premium. If you should hold the weight and the finishing in all is just top notch. Now, things I didn't really like so much, or things I wish could be fitted into this smartphone, obviously, is a Type-C. A Type-C would have made charging fast. Higher storage, 64GB wouldn't suffice in 2020. Come on, guys. And in general, the cameras didn't just cut it for me. I felt as a variant it should perform better than its predecessor last year, and I actually made a comparison video which I would upload right after this one, and you see how this camera stacks up to the Camon 12 Pro. Now, to answer your question, is this smartphone another busy creation or a productive one? I guess you all know where this is heading to. I feel obviously that this, now with all conviction, I feel that this smartphone is just another busy creation. It didn't really hit the bullseye. But we all have opinions, so I would like to hear your opinions in the comment section below. On a final note, guys, remember to stay safe out there. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you're still watching this, please make sure you do. Click on the bell icon to receive amazing updates from this channel, and smash the like button. Now, from me to you is goodbye. Moses signing out. Peace.